Man, I hate this camera deal. You're live. Good morning. Tuesday. Two for Tuesday. How are you this morning? I'm tired as shit. Don't mind the bags under my eyes. Get my brain microwaved by minions of your fear porn leader, co-conspirators. My heart hurts today. It's kind of, there's a sadness, somber tone, melancholy. And I feel it. Did you go check out the little clips of the? Oh God! You gotta laugh because it's just so ridiculous. As I said, she's a pathological liar. We've already established that with a record of being a fucking scam artist. I know. Speaking of stalking, how about the gang stalking 101? Little brother will teach us something if you go check it out. You keep being the change that we both want to see, little brother. I'll keep doing this shit work. Go check it out. Learn something. Right? Gang stalking 101. Great to see you show up in my notifications, little sister. Have you gone to hear Jenny tell her story? Thank you, Mr. Bartley, for providing a safe space for my little sister to tell her tale. As I say, I don't. It's understood that I'm crazy. That's beside the point. That doesn't make me wrong. Most people can't deal with it, and many don't talk about it because the majority can't deal with it, and it's that's another amazing woman right there. If we had more men with the goddamn balls that she has, the world wouldn't be the shithole that it is currently. Keep up the fight, Jenny. I ain't telling anybody what to do. Maybe I got a left coast tiny dancer might enjoy a conversation with Jenny. I don't know. What do you say? Because it is a hell of a fight, and it's not naive to think that there's hope, as my mom would say. Without hope, we die. And as much as it pains me to agree with my mom, she's right. And I say the tides are turning. We got a long fucking ways to go. Don't misunderstand me there. But the tides are turning. People are waking up to the reality that we're all in. We all have our own perspective. We've already been through that. But the reality is the world is a goddamn shithole, and it's lorded over by the most evil waste of sperm and egg that ever existed. Psychopaths. I maintain they're not human. They can't be. And we're not like them. They're not like us. You can't change them. You can just try them. Speedy trial, short piano wire, crimes against humanity. They engage in that for it's fun to them. I mean, you can't, you know. You talked about the white coats, Jenny. Yeah, I am. As I said, most people can't understand, and I'm not going to speak for you, but I'm going to be willing to bet that you would agree with me when I say we're glad they can't understand, because that would mean they would have been through the same hell, and I don't wish it on you. I've said how many times you don't want to see what I've seen. I try to protect you people. Do you think I talk about crazy far out shit? You don't know that much. Yeah, yeah. The human trafficking, the I mean, you know, you're right there again. I talk about it's just another thing we have in common. You ought to thank your thank our sister Heidi for fucking up what would have been a fun learning experience for all of us. Because we're in the same fight. She is too. If she get her head out of her ass. You're one of us, Heidi, you jackass. Stop fighting it and fight them fucking monsters that are preying upon you. And as I say, go check out Jennifer Constantine. She's awesome. That's my little sister. Show her some love. I would have left a longer comment, but as I said, I'm just microwaving the fuck out of my brain this morning. And, just another day in the life. Screen time. It's I've already been through all that story. Yeah, did you go check it out? Like I said, somewhere in all the commotion, with me petting Gremlin in my window and Merlin in my lap, and he's pretty good at sometimes he will like and unlike and like and unlike and like and unlike your video, when I'm not paying attention. He's pretty good at putting the pads on the pad. So it was pretty clear as the aggressor. Someone tried to kill him. Yeah. It's just hilarious. I could have ground that piece of shit into the gravel. That's what I was there to do, right? It seems pretty clear. As I told him, I'm here to say hi, Leah. Good morning, sweetness. Jesus. Oh, man. And we just got Gemma live from Central Paris. That's what I mean. We keep the shields up. We got some brave hearts that try to get information out because we know how the media, the Mockingbird media, and their control of the narrative. We can't speculate. That's just speculation. We can speculate all kinds of. I've said it how many times. I'll keep saying it. You can argue with yourself, or argue with someone who wants to listen to your Bravo Sierra. It's clear that the bullseye has moved. It's cool to beat down the white folks and the Christians. Why is that, do you think? Because you can deny it, but as I said, lie to yourself and waste some other motherfucker's time because I'm not listening to you. It becomes so glaringly obvious that only the blind, deaf, dumb motherfuckers like that stupid Halo jackass with the blinders on would be trying to argue. Why do you think that is? Hmm, I wonder. And I'm no fan of the Vatican. You've heard me preaching against it, but I would say that when you can't even ask a question, it's just gotten again so fucking obvious that you can't deny it, and so I know it's when you got the bullseye on you, and then you get the burden of the Muslims aren't our enemies. They got lunatics that they want to get rid of. Most of the lunatics are funded by your fucking CIA, armed, trained lunatics. The how many million man army, military age men invasion of Europe, right? No fucking accident. We know what they want. They want this fucking war in the streets. They want goddamn mayhem. And so I know it's a heavy load, but I know that you can, because you're just cool like that. You know, it's a it's a hell of a cross to bear, right? But hey, we don't give them what they want. We got to find our center and stay there. And appreciate, I learned a lot, like I say, from my little brother Henrik, who's again, you keep pointing out what the Mockingbird media won't tell you. And you also, remind myself and others that we know how this works. There's a reason for the hostility, right? And it's not your fault. It's not my fault. I don't support their bombing their fucking terror campaign. They're dropping murder from the sky. I don't support their fucking arming the most the psychopaths, the most goddamn ridiculous, just fucking lunatics of the Muslim world. I'm not supporting that. So I can see how people would be pissed, at the West. Sure, I am. How many times do I say America needs to get the fucking log out of its eye before we go pointing fingers everywhere else? You know, like a little sister talking about. And I've said how many times you got slaves in your fucking neighborhood, you blind jackass. That woman you passed on all three at the fucking supermarket that was walking kind of funny because her feet are broken. Her husband or her boyfriend is pimping her out, and the daughter's next. You fucking pieces of shit. Are you going to help me stop this crap? Don't give me this, my reality. That is the fucking reality. And it's unacceptable. Like I said, I love you, Jenny. You're a brave young lady. In any way I can help you, I will. Speaking of help, I need people who can help and have been listening for how many months. I need your help. The PayPal link is in the description. As I said, it's not my nature to ask for help, but I am in a fucking bind. So I'm asking. I don't even know what the fucking title of this was. Talking about the unholy week, right? I mean, there's no, we can speculate as to what the cause was, or we can't publicly because you can't mention. But it's, we there's established history of, vandalism and arson and what have you. And so we know that they had the construction going on. That's the simplest solution or simplest answer right there. Is, something construction related was the spark. But then we had how many hours? Kev's got multiple eyewitness accounts of the firefighters not doing fucking shit. That isn't what the hell. We know it's the season of sacrifice. We learned that from a brother from another mother. If you pay attention. What's up, Philly? What on earth is happening? That's been, I don't know, a few weeks, several weeks ago, wasn't it? In this, all kind of bad shit goes on through here, and we're ramping it up. So what about the symbolism? We go back to that season of sacrifice. What's all this? I mean, you get to, you heard one quote that it's, Francis 9/11. So again, because it's what the fucking monsters do. How does that factor in? Because it's not an accident. How I got started, more information will come out, and we can, custom discuss that when we get more information. But when there's how many accounts of firefighters who are in like a stand down, and the wood in a structure like that, volunteer firefighter, not, structure fires is not my forte, but I mean, I understand how if fire is alive, by the way, it consumes, it breathes, it's alive. By, go look up your textbook definition, right? It is alive. But so numerous accounts in the early stages of the fire, with the firefighters there got hoses on, got their shit set up. If you start putting water on that motherfucker right quick, before, I mean, once it reaches a certain point, then you're just, cooling all the stone structure because the rest of it's fucking toast. And then you're just letting it burn. That's all you're doing. You're spraying water on there to make steam and put on a show. When they're there in the early stages and they don't do shit until it's too late to make a difference. That should make you say, that makes me wonder, back to the symbolism, back to the season of sacrifice, what really is going on here. We're tearing down the Western world. What'd you find out about the city states? Did you go look and see if there's any of that predictive programming, propaganda? As I said, for, I don't know, 10 years at least, I want to say more like 15, where they're pushing that. Keep the smart city in mind when they're pushing, that all of the planet's going to be lorded over by a few major population centers. city states. Man, with China, the communist model as your for your concrete reservation, and there's no denying it. It's harder to do on a nationwide scale. Much easier on those that are on the concrete reservations. Much easier to just bury them with the weapons that they have. So many of the frequency weapons, energy weapons, microwave shit. Easy to manipulate your thinking, fuck with your head, and you're just in the swamp of that shit. Crossroads of trafficking, great state of Oklahoma. Like I said, a little sister and I think she's just now beginning to realize how much in common we have, huh? I don't have so much of the white coat, but I got more of the abuse. But the story is there's a lot that we have in common, little girl. And there's a reason we're here, like you said, and I've said how many times. We're here for the fight. It's the one for all the marbles. Some of us have been eyeball deep in it for a while. As I say, the first wave. We got the second wave and another coming behind. And kind of one little brother asked, are we like forcing our reality on others? And I get his point. And, I get your point. I don't really, I would say to a certain extent, but that said, it is, I mean, it's just the fucking real world outside your window, man. I'm not forcing anything upon you. People don't want to see. And as the wise man would say, to ignore evil is to become accomplice to it. Rex Bear. You ain't even ignore you. I mean, you're going to prison, you fucking piece of shit. I mean, my heart hurts. It makes me worry. I told Rex before I realized that he was a two-faced backstabbing piece of shit who was actually part of the problem. And you heard me say that Hermione has done all she can do to sever our connection over the years. A backstabbing best friend who I know is a victim, and so I take the backstabbing with a grain of salt. Love her as much as ever. And I was for all she's done to sever that connection. I know when she's in duress, we don't communicate like we used to. The monsters want them to be isolated. They manipulate them so that they'll isolate themselves if they can't do it outright. But I still know, you can scroll up through the cowbell, and I was listening to some of that, and it just, I just remember what was going on and how I was so freaked out because I know. And I was like, help me. Puts this shit you're killing. She spent the next week or longer crawling up the stairs to use that. crawling, crawling on her hands and knees to go take a piss. And that's happening in your fucking neighborhood and your goddamn church congregation, your fucking school. Don't don't blame me for your fucking stupidity. It's not my fault that you choose the willful ignorance. But again, as I say to my little brother, I'm not forcing him. It's not my reality. It is the goddamn reality. Just because they want to ignore it doesn't make it any less the reality that we're all immersed in. Part of our job as this first wave and the second wave is to, some would say, transmute. You hear me say, to sweetness, just let it all go. Practice at dissipating the poison. So I would suggest that's part of our job because we're I don't know, practice at it or a little further along on the path. And so we, don't treat them. I don't do the kid glove thing, but as I said, I try to protect you, people. I go out of my way not to freak you out with how seriously I get attacked, how seriously debilitating it is from time to time. Because I don't want you freaked out. You should freak out, but I don't want you to stay there. So that's part of our job, little brother, is when they hit that freak out, then we offer that for them because we can. I don't know that I would say it's our responsibility, but I would say it is our responsibility because we can. So, yeah, my heart hurts. So keep those shields up. Yeah, excuse me. Um, I'm having trouble keeping my shit together this morning. Like I said, it's kind of a heavy, somber feeling in the air. Uh, Go check out Jenny. Give her some love. She's a brave woman. We need more men with the testicular fortitude of that young lady. And you need to listen to what she's got to say. Thank you for starting at the beginning. So it provides the context, right? It's not. I didn't know all along. As I said, I begin to eye for things. Who knows that knows? And it's why we're here. All of us, all of us who are fighting the good fight, who are working our asses off to be part of the solution, who are trying to expose all the goddamn evil, because there's a lot of it. As I said, the times change, the tide has changed, little sister, but we got a long way to go. We're way outnumbered. So we keep pushing. We keep pushing. We don't stop. We get some harder. And I gotta ask for, like I say, for some extra. Put the shields up for some protection. For sweetness and a little sister Jenny. And just there, thousand stuff. Like our brothers and sisters in nature, they don't have $1 billion lobby either. They're counting on us. I love you.